Yeah, it's pretty. Like your new teeth pretty.
Yeah, I thought it. Mommy, you said you hope it's gonna be like Daddy's when it gets bigger.
Your new teeth look very pretty.
And I said my new.
Hello?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending. I'm here to introduce you to your first speaker, Maxine Murray.
Hello, everybody. I'd like to give a warm welcome from Smart Investors Academy and Smart Short Stays Company. Thank you for coming here today. It's lovely to see all of you. I know some of you have travelled quite a distance and it's been snowy and all the rest of it. Today is, sorry, this is moving about too much. Today is not just about Christmas celebrations. It's an award ceremony of success. I have known Vanessa for over 8 years now, and I can recollect in 2014 when we sat outside Casa Hotel. Do you remember, Vanessa?
Yeah.
And Vanessa shared with me her passion and drive to set up a company that will help others achieve success. I met Vanessa in 2014, and Vanessa became my mentor because I saw her as a very dynamic, driven, motivated individual, very smart, hence the name of the company. But she helped me achieve success, so much so, after a few years of the mentorship, I was able to give up my job. And I followed her as a friend and a supporter of what she does for the last 8 years. And in 2014, the Smart Investors Academy was set up and ran its first service accommodation course at the Casa Hotel. And since then, it's just grown. It's just so lovely to see you all here today, members of staff, mentors and mentees. I've seen people achieve such success, and it's largely due to Vanessa's vision and drive. She's a really dynamic woman, and Vanessa, I thank you very much for helping me achieve. So, without further ado, I'd like to bring Vanessa Zhang, Director of Smart Investors Academy and Smart Short Stays, to award some certificates this afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you, Maxine. I just wanted to say a massive thank you for everybody who attended today. It's such an honor to see all of you and with your family to witness today. There is the reason why we choose Christmas for the award celebration. Now, Christmas, December is the end of the 1 year. It's the time that when we start to reflect what we have achieved. A lot of the time we're so busy working on our day job that we forget what have we actually achieved. And another thing is that if without our families, our colleagues, and our friends, what we have done, we might never have achieved. That's why it's so important that we have our family and friends and everybody, colleagues and everybody who have supported us all the way here. We felt that this moment is such an important moment. It's such a nice thing to see everybody that being here to help bringing this moment importance to everyone who have done such amazing work. So I wanted to just thank you and give you a pulse, everybody who being here today. Thank you, everybody. So today we have 2 different events combined into one session. The first is to give it away the award ceremony for Academy who have achieved amazing results, and so that we can encourage, motivate more people to continue achieving success. The afternoon session, we're going to celebrate the success of our colleagues who work for Smart Short Stays. We have branded it to Smart Corporate Labs in the future. For whoever have achieved, give a lot of effort to move the business forward, to support all the other people achieving this success in the journey. So before I start giving out the category of the award ceremony, I would first wanted to invite a very important person here today, who is the head teacher for my children's school. What happened was that this year we have a lot of challenge in terms of how the economic, you probably feel, some of you will feel about it as well. The economic have been such a challenging time when the increasing fuel, the increasing utility, all the costs that have gone up, increasing mortgage rates and rents, people are finding more difficult to, people start worrying about it, people finding it hard to catching up with the living standard. At that time, I felt like, what about if people haven't got enough money to take care of themselves? Would they then have money to look after the children? What about the children who stay in the school? What would they then feel about it? For me personally, my heart has always been in education. I'm a senior lecturer at University of Southampton, servicing for nearly 15 years myself. And I feel that children have a good education. They need to have a good environment. At that time, I've got about 10 grand in my bank account. That's all I have. And I felt, well, maybe I should do something for the school. I rang the school reception. I spoke to the lady on the phone. I said, is there anything you need for this year for the school? And they're very kind to me. They said, oh, we would like to have some jumpers, and we would like to have some blocks for the kids to play, and we would like to have this. I said, well, that's great, because I wanted to give something to the children. So then I have, donated some money. And I felt that because of what we have done, and the children feel really happy, that in effect, children are happy, parents happy, and parents happy, the economies hopefully will strive and survive. So I felt that it's our job as an entrepreneur to give back to the society for twofold. One, for not just look after your own family, but also supporting the community around you, school, friends, family, colleagues. That's one fold. The second, for continue achieving the best we can, maximize our potential so that we can have the financial ability to help more people, not just your own family, but the community, help more and more people to be able to achieve the success that you wanted to achieve along the way. Bring them on, do it together, then we can serve life and serve yourself and achieve legacy much bigger in terms of level. So I wanted to welcome Philippa on the stage to share a few words. Thank you very much.
Speak loud enough, people can probably hear me. Thank you very much for asking me today. Vanessa's more or less said what I was about. Can you hear me without the microphone? Okay. Oh, right, sorry. I'll hold it up then with my hand. I'll hold it. Okay then, so thank you very much. Vanessa's covered really and spoken, but I have prepared a little bit. I'm Philippa Smith, I'm head teacher from Brockwell Nursery and Infant School, where Vanessa's children attend and have done since nursery. I have to say I'm somewhat out of my comfort zone. Put me in front of 200 children, I'm absolutely fine. Adults, not quite so well practiced, so please sort of bear with me. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to you all for your achievements that you are here today to celebrate, and I wish you well finding your place in the place of work and striving for success. I would ask you to consider, as you develop your role in this area, to keep a broad perspective, one that encompasses the wider community, as Vanessa referred to. As I said, I'm a head teacher of an infant school in Chesterfield, working with the very youngest of our children as they start on their journey through education, what could be seen through into the working world. I feel passionately that these initial years in education set the scene and dictate much of what is there for the children as they are now, and also frames the adults that they're about to become. Not only in school is academic success a priority, but equally I see it as our job to create citizens of the future, well-rounded people who can work together, show resilience and adapt and thrive in our ever-changing world. We have in the last couple of weeks in school undergone an Ofsted inspection. I can't discuss the outcome of it as the final report hasn't yet been published, but I can say that the wider development of the children in our school was praised. When the children were asked by the inspectors what they liked about school, instead of saying playtime, their lunches or their best friends, their response was they loved learning. They loved learning new things. For me, this is a complete triumph, as it says we are achieving what we set out to do, in that we're not just supporting the children academically, but enabling them to develop learning behaviours that will allow them to face the world ahead. Any extra funding we receive through the support of parents or generous donations like that made by the Smart Property Investors Academy help us further this rich educational offer and the wider experiences we can give to our children. As a result of the generous donation, as Vanessa said, we were able to make 2 substantial purchases. Firstly, we bought sports hoodie. I should have bought one, shouldn't I? Maybe George could have, and Alice could have worn theirs that they had for our new children in reception, which we didn't think we were going to be able to afford this year. These are in effect our sports kits, and they enable the children to look the part, keep warm, and really feel that they belong to school. When the children go out on sporting events, we are one of the few infant schools that has such a kit, and the children stand out and represent the school with absolute pride. Secondly, a large amount of the fund we received from your generous donation went towards purchasing outdoor wooden community blocks for our outdoor areas. These were beyond the school budget by a vast amount and are not deemed as necessities, but have enhanced the learning of the children in school now and for years to come because of the quality of the resource and the way that they will be used. Well, you may be asking, what good is a set of large wooden blocks in preparing children for the future world of work? Well, let me tell you, they not only help to develop their physical strength, both gross and fine motor skills, but the blocks, which are just big wooden blocks that they build together and can make what they want, they allow for creativity of thought. What can we make with those? They allow for problem-solving skills to develop. That doesn't work. What can we do to do this instead? They allow for an understanding of limited resources. There's no more blocks. What can we do with the ones that we have? And they allow for development of communication, negotiation, and teamwork skills. Can we agree to work to a common goal? Can we compromise our ideas to make things work? How can we move things on together? Skills, I think, would be very helpful in the world of business. Your donation has not only given much pleasure to the children, but it was helping them to be business people of the future, as well as supporting families at the moment. So as you develop and your success increases, please look outwards to your community, as you're very much needed. It's worth saying, just before I finish, that it's not only through donations, but your skills can also be used in the strategic development of schools. Local authority schools, such as ours, are overseen by governing bodies, which are made up of parents, staff and members of the wider community. The skill set you have would be very much appreciated on any governing board, mine included, by bringing a broader perspective to the leadership of school, therefore helping them to develop further in a positive way. So happy Christmas to you all, and can I say again, many congratulations for your success today as you move on. But please, as well as saying thank you, as you move on in your career, I would like you to consider what role you can play with the next generation to achieve it in the best possible way. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much. There's a little gift for you. So the amount of donation from Smart Invest Academy is £5,000. I donate half of the money that I have in my bank account to the school to support them. Thank you.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. So the following award ceremony, we would like to give award to Academy members who joined the training to achieving success in the last 12 months. Some of them only been in the Academy for a few months. So it's not actually the amount of time that they've been learning, it's how hard they have worked to achieve the results. And it is quite important for us to recognize those success so that it motivates us to go a lot further. So we have several different categories for the event. The first category is the amount of money that they have achieved on a monthly rental income. So just give you a brief background about Academy, what we have done. So I set up Academy in 2000, well, not officially, but started helping out people to achieve financial success through property investing. And I set up the business, limited company, in 2018, start to basically formally training people. And I have come across some very talented, very determined, very hardworking mentees in the last several years. I felt that it's important to reward them. £10,000 per month rental income was my dream before I start doing property investing back in 2013. I pay a lot of money to my own education, attending the mastermind training program all over the country with the support of my husband, Peter, and we drove around like many of you, 3-4 hours of drive. We even arriving in hotel like midnight, 12 o'clock, 1 or 2 o'clock sometimes, you know, in order to get to the next morning session for the training. We stay in hotels with the baby when they were little. We still bottle feeding, breastfeeding at the time. So we have come across a lot of challenge like many of you sitting here today. And to give those awards, it's not just saying that, oh, how well you have done so far, it's how well you could have done in the future. This is only the beginning. Whatever award that we're giving you today is only to recognize what you have put so much effort so far. It's only the beginning of your next journey. £10,000 per month was the goal that when I started. Our academy have achieved 7-figure last year. So, and it's quite important, oh sorry, it was not academy achieving, it's the property business been achieving 7-figure in the last 2 years. So when I start to share all my experience for the property investing, and the students have done so well and make me so very proud. And the first award is going to the £10,000 per month award because that's such an important milestone. When I first started now, it's going to be also very important for anybody who have done property investing. Your first £10,000 per month is one of the most important recognition you ever given to yourself. The rest just only become a history. You will keep moving on, moving forward, moving up to the next level, and achieve more, done more, give more back to the society, have the money that you can look after your family, then you can achieve that you've got the time to look up, spend with your family, you know, and whatever you wanted to do in life. And the £10,000 per month award have split to 3 levels because we have actually more than one award winner. And the first award winner I wanted to invite, I want to describe this person as a very old friend of mine, who we started a lot of time together beginning of the journey when I first started. Now we spend a lot of time together. And she's been always very supportive when my children was young, and she helped looking up to my children as well. And we were such a good friend. It took me so many years trying to invite her to join my academy. And finally, she was convinced. And she joined, was it June this year? She finally stepped forward and said, Vanessa, I want to be part of it. After all these many years I've done property investing. And amazingly, she has done so well since she joined in. Only within the first couple of months, she managed to uplift her rental income from several thousand to over 10 grand a month in such a short time. So she really determined. She also brings along a lot of her friends and colleagues who work for her to join the academy. So she don't join her on her own. She joined with 2 other people in her team to hopefully push that business to the level that she wanted to. So I wanted to welcome Sandy for the first award. Thank you. This is your award certificate. Thank you, David. Thank you, Sandy. All yours.
Thank you.
Do you want to share a few words for us? Thank you.
Right, okay. Thank you very much for Vanessa to invite me for the first one to be the speaking. Well, I'm a little bit prepared, but not too much. Okay, when I was just starting with this journey, really, I was just sold my business, which is a takeaway. And after that, I starting to work in a French takeaway as a full-time in the evening. And also in the daytime, I do my HMO, which means by the time I wasn't really having any time for myself, I work everything myself. And by then, I look up my confidence and my knowledge. And I was facing an unclear future because my husband and me, we didn't really share the same goal. And I also trying to taking too much care of my side of family. And thanks God, there's a lot of support from my family and my friends. Whatever I'm lacking, I can't do it, they will make up for it. I'm really appreciate for what my family and friends to support me. And my business been picked up steadily after I changed the model, what Vanessa's teaching with. And then I was starting to doing the service accommodation, started with a room only, which she's trying to convince me that don't do room only because it's not much money in there. She's trying to convince me to do the house. So anyway, I wasn't really sure because I'm not really so confident about it. Anyway, after the join, I thought, okay, it's time for me to start. So I started to change it to the whole house. I'm still not really that sure, but soon as starting, I hit to the point what I expecting, which is June, I got to 10,000, which is on that month I literally joined to Vanessa's course. And July, up to 16,000. August, September, come up to 11. It will be up and down. October, we're looking at 13. And November is 11,000 again. So which means it's, I know I am going the right direction. Thank you very much for your encouragement. And from that course, it's really clearly changing my mindset to my starting to building my team now. I don't do it on my own no more. I do starting to having a team to work with me, which is my brother-in-law, Tony, which is he's doing a lot of admin for me, and also he's looking after the big family as well. I really appreciate that. And Jeff, which is not come here today because he's starting to do on the marketing side, helping me out. Alice, my colleague, which is we're helping each other when we need each other. You know, in that little help, it does really make a lot different between us, really. One of my friends who can do the handyman to do the handyman work for me, and my husband will be also join me in the future when he's got time availability. People ask how much you have to pay them to getting them to work with you. You're not really earning that much. You're paying so many people to doing work, but eventually it's not, because they are all working in a part-time. They chip in their own time for me, which is good. Anyway, my goal, I'm going to buy more property, and I'm having 3 property on the way, although the legal process is taking forever, but eventually we're hoping to complete it on January. And also I'm looking at to buy some more property around the close by city of Derby. At this moment, I'm getting much more confidence and live more relaxed lifestyle now. And I'm also not too concerned about occupancy rates as I was before. And I know if I get my result at 75% of occupancy rate, I'll be happy. So what I'm going to do is, as I mentioned before, I wanted to expand my business by buying more property in different cities with my team help to run the business more smoothly, and income will be increased, hopefully. Right, okay, I really wanted to say thank you to my lovely husband being supportive and understanding of my life, which is not here today. I'm so... Anyway, I also wanted to thank you, Tony, for being part of my team and look after the big family. And my darling daughter, Sophie, she helped me out when I really need her. And my son, Adam, well, it didn't give me any trouble yet at this moment as a teenage boy, but he also to help me to do some labor work when I need him. I know he's there for me. Thank you very much, Adam. And also, I really, really wanted to say a big thank you to Vanessa for your friendship and your encouragement, guidance, and assistance in growing my business and my confidence. Maxine, and Alice, thank you very much for your friendship and pass on the business to me, helping me on wherever I need it. So, also I wanted to thank you everyone in the class to share your knowledge and experience. And I wish the best of successful in the coming years for everybody. Thank you very much.
What a lovely speech. Thank you so very much. So I want to bring you the next person who also achieved the 10K award. Now, this is a lovely couple, a young couple, very happy couple. When I first met them, that was only a few months ago. And I know that lady have chasing me a few times in all different places where we are doing the free workshops and virtual workshops. And she finally came on our one-day training. And at the time, the gentleman said, well, she's going to do the training. I'm not going to do it. I said, no. As a couple, you're both in the business. You wanted to join two forces, merge the differences, bring the business forward together. Because that you achieve much quicker result, and you two can bounce ideas and could resolve the problem a lot quicker. See how quickly they achieve result. Within less than 2 months, they bring 4 properties into the market and hit 15K per month straight away. So massive success, and let's welcome Rebecca Lee and Louis Tang. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to give you the stage to say a few words.
Hi guys, there's a lot of new faces here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
So we are Louis and Rebecca. So we are the owner of B States, and we own a couple more properties. But because we're doing service accommodation with Vanessa, so we just focus on one of our properties, B States. We mainly do contractor market in Manchester, Liverpool, and Warrington. Yeah. So this is Rebecca. I'm Louis. So if I'm Louis loves like investment, and we've been investing in property since 2020, and we got a couple of buy-to-lets. And the reason why we fall into service accommodation is because our tenants found some rats in the bathroom, and they feel scared, and they left the property. So we have no choice but to turn it into service accommodation before we join Vanessa's courses.
Yeah, because we have running our business, our sourcing and management business since 2020. And it was really, really hard work. As an entrepreneur, you guys may face many difficulties, many hurdles, and it's a very lonely journey. And it's great to have someone to guide you through the journey and share what she has been through. Okay.
Yeah, we come to realize those good things, the bad things, and the downright ugly events are part of what we became. So we're happy to share our journey with the people we met in the course, or the people, the colleagues of the families. So this is our journey. We first set up Pick Me a House in April, end of April, because the tenant left because of the rat issue. And that's our own property, it's our own buy-to-let. Not yet, James, can you move back? Sorry. Yeah, just to continue, the Pick Me a House we set up in April. We spent about 8 weeks' time to set it up. The reason for that delay is because we kind of like, we didn't understand the market well before we joined Vanessa's courses. So we feel like we needed to make sure everything's right. We even hire an electrician to add on some additional socket, or we spend a lot of time to look at what is the smart technology system there. For example, smart camera, noise detector, things like that. And we even like didn't plan out where to put the TV unit. So it spent a lot of time for us to design, to plan, and to execute our planning. The second, the third, and the fourth are all our rent to SA. So the second one, it took us about 4 weeks because we've learned a lot from our first SA setup. And the third one is also rent to SA. The reason why we get so many rent to SA property because I'm a property managing agent, and a lot of the landlords have the same problem, like some bad experience with me. For example, bad tenant experience, eviction, or rent arrear. The reason why we approach those landlords approach us because they understand that we're building a brand and they trust everything we do. So it's easy to work with them and talk to them because we already built the trust with them. The third property and the last property, we only spent 2 weeks on each property to set it up. Louis, do you want to talk about the numbers?
Yeah, I think in October we achieved 15K, and and November we probably kind of reached 40K something, and actually the booking is more towards to direct booking, like 50% direct booking versus like 50 from other OTA platform, which is really good. You save a lot of commission, and actually, we got good news. We just got an offer accepted. We purchased a house which is 250K. There's a very big house, and you can actually accommodate like 10 people, and really look forward to it.
Next is I wanted to share with my colleagues in Vanessa's courses the mistake that we made when we set up our properties. The first one, Pick Me a House. We all know some of the people went to Vanessa's courses tour yesterday, so we met the way she set up everything, that it's just like quite similar. At the beginning, we don't know that much about contractor, what they want, so we can't give them what they need. So we kind of like changing a lot of designs, changing a lot of the, like for example, socket position, even the lighting position we changed. We spent about, I think, 2,000 extra on our budget because we didn't know or we didn't understand the contractor market. I think we spent about 8,000 here, which we shouldn't, because it's 2-bed terrace house. I think if I look back now, could have spent about 4,000, that's all. So we always spend before we join Vanessa's courses. So the next property, this one is rent to SA. So after joining Vanessa's courses, we understand that the bed space size is important, and some contractors they share rooms, some they doesn't share rooms. So we just kind of like integrate what Vanessa teaches us. For example, if the room have enough size, we have to put a double bed instead of like 2 single. If you can't put 1 double, 1 single, you need to put like, you need to have some TV unit, some wardrobe units. That's the things we learned from Vanessa's courses. when we try to set this up. And I think the timing is quite important. We get this property at the beginning of August. I think that is kind of like the last month of the peak season. So we're just rushing to launch this within 4 weeks' time. But we learned something from this journey because Vanessa recommended a mattress to us, which called Happy Bed. But I didn't ask her because our Manchester house, the headroom is quite narrow, it's quite short. Not as big as their houses in Chesterfield. So the mattress is too hard for us to bring it from ground floor to upstairs, which is delay another 1 week because we need to return it and buy another mattress from IKEA. So lessons and learn from our journey on this property. The next one. This one, I think we check when it's listing, and we don't do that much fancy decorations, things like that. Just move the bed and straight in. We have bookings straight away, and our VA helps us a lot. We do a lot of like marketing, digital marketing. We do a lot of like construction agent approach. We tell them that we got a property that is suitable for Park 3 ones. So we got a lot of direct booking for that property. This is our money-making property actually, but we spend about 4,000, but it's 2 double, a couple of singles. There's a lot of property and a lot of TV units and built-in wardrobes on that property. So I quite like that property. But I think if this is our own project, I probably will learn something from Vanessa's tour yesterday. I will change the kitchen position, maybe add another downstairs bathroom so that we can, generate more profit maybe. So next property. This one, the reason why we get this property is the investor is one of my very, very good client, and her letting agent kind of like didn't manage the property well, and she got a lot of bad tenants. So we got this property maybe £700 per month, but the rental figure in Manchester for 3 bed is 950. The reason why we can get it below the market is because first the landlord knows us, because we own sourcing property business and management property business, and she understands that I will look after the property well, and we provide the fixed rent guarantee to her. I think we didn't spend that much on this property, just decoration, just cosmetic decoration, just move the bedding in. This property is not performing well, but I'm sure it will be because we checked the investment project near this property. There's a lot of like events, there's a lot of hospital expansion construction work. So next step for us is we're going to approach those construction company to let them know we have accommodations around their area. So the next slide, please. I think now I've just become Vanessa now. I want to ask Louis a few questions about what kind of challenge have you faced during the past few months?
I think the biggest challenge is really of how to balance the family versus business, because we have been running business for quite a few years, and sometimes we feel burnt out because there's so many words, family issues, stuff like that, and how to like make a balance is really challenging. And now I'm appreciate my wife is always support me because she can see my vision. I'm very grateful she can support me anytime. So I would say my weakness and my strength is fine.
So joining Vanessa's course not just help with our business, also help with our marriage life.
Yeah.
Next. So I think the next thing is about sharing and wrapping up everything we learned during our essay setup, so that maybe some of the colleagues that from the courses, they can learn something from it. I put some summary. James, can you move to next slide? There's a few bits here I listed out, which I will share on the WhatsApp group later after the speech. I think one thing is quite important. You need to talk to your team, handyman, cleaning team, before you set up the property. You need to know what product you need to buy, ensure the cleaner will not have spend extra time to clean the, maybe, for example, the grass, the coffee top, or maybe you need to make sure that the wardrobes that you're buying have less shelving unit, less drawers inside so that people or the guests would not leave any unwanted items behind. You need to talk to your handyman and your cleaner team before you set up the property. I think it's quite important to review it that in each stage of your setup. There's a lot of things I want to share with you, but before we move on, I just wanted to say, if you have the resources locally, you need to find out which furniture shop you can get some discounted item, maybe some ex-display items, so it saves you a fortune. The reason why we overspend on our first property, not just the electrician work, because the furniture we're buying is tailored to those holiday makers, not those constructor market, you know, the bedding, the mattress, we always buy the high premium quality items, but I do feel like that contractor market, you don't have to overspend that much, so they can save the money to buy more property. Next. Do you want to share any other tips during our setup? Okay, maybe just next one, please. I think back to Louis, how do you overcome your challenge you faced in the past few months?
As I mentioned, like Vanessa helped us a lot. She gave me like one-to-one session, and she checked even my listings, see what improvement we can do, which is really helpful. And it's really good, and we can share among our classmates to learn about our mistake, so we can do it better, implement something we never thought of before.
Yeah, I think because there's a lot of colleagues in the courses kind of like a few steps ahead of us. We, for example, asked Claire how they manage the bin waste management. We asked Vanessa a lot of the operation stuff, so it helps us to avoid falling into the same mistake. Next. What support have you achieved from the family program and the mentor from the community? I think I just want to share some experience. Like on our journey back to Manchester, the country road is really dark, and it's kind of like a lot of like sharp turns. It makes you feel scared, but it will make you less scared if there's a car in front of you. At that moment, it made me feel like Vanessa's that car, because you feel like you're so lonely, you feel scared, there's no one around you, there's a lot of sharp turns, but if there's someone in front of you, you feel like, oh, okay, I have more confidence now, I know what's going to happen. I think that is the benefit of joining these courses. I think we just wanted to thank everyone to come here today, and we enjoyed these few months with you all together. Hopefully we can share more. You know, there's an old saying that if you wanted to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go further, you go together. I'm happy to say that if any of the colleagues recommend any direct booking or any contact to Manchester, Warrington, Liverpool area, we're happy to share some referral fee to the colleagues, and we're happy to look at any JV partnership in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just want to thank you. Such a lovely speech, such a lovely couple. And yeah, what I wanted to say as well, Rebecca and Louis has been such amazing members in the community. They have provided so much insight, so much knowledge, share so much tips, and help out everybody and their message on the WhatsApp group. And they always share what they want, what they have learned, and what they wanted to they know about the industry with other people in our masterclass. So I wanted to thank you again for their contribution. The next person I want to bring into as a award winner for the 10K per month. This person traveled 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours is a long time driving on your own to our masterclass once a month. And he's always the person who's so willing to support everybody else. And he's such a lovely person that's so friendly, so easygoing. And he's a little bit quiet initially, and he's just working on whatever he needs to work on, very determined, and he achieved the success gradually, a little bit at a time, before you even know it, he's there. So I wanted to welcome William Stewart for his 10K award. Your award certificate. You well deserved it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's amazing.
There you go. I'll leave you the speech.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm William Stewart, for those that don't know me, and thank you very much, Vanessa, for the introduction. I'm from Cardiff. I think I'm the only one in this mentorship community who comes from Cardiff. And so we operate under slightly different laws to England, but we try and work through that problem. So Vanessa's asking me to sort of give an idea of my journey in property. We've been in property for about 20 years, and initially what we did was something quite simple. Was we wanted to ensure that each of us 4 brothers had got a foot on the property ladder, as it were. So what we did was we had, with the help of our mum, an agreement of our mum, and this is quite important really, it keeps coming back, is that you need the support of your family and friends and stuff. And so we extracted the equity in the family home and then went forward to get a property for a house for each of the brothers. So, and on the course you find out things like equity release and stuff like that, finding money and stuff, which there were other ways which I didn't know about, and so I learned a lot myself. Kind of like the challenges that face you. I keep hearing people say, you know, it's really difficult to get into property now, and it was easy for you and stuff like that. And I kind of disagree. I think it's always hard to get into property, no matter when you try to do it. Like, there was problems with getting mortgages then, you got jobs, you got family and attitude. And thankfully, myself, I had quite a supportive family. And times change and stuff like that, and sometimes the support you get is less, and then it can come back again. So I'm very, very grateful, and I appreciate how much my family and friends support me. One of the things that we gain from the benefits of this mentorship is goal setting. First of all, we introduced to sort of like looking at really what you want from life. And that's really important, I think, because another person touched on was things like family, work-life balance, family-work balance. And one of the things that probably can help you is to get out of the job market, the just over broke. I remember how, before I broke into property, how every Monday morning was like, you know, it's a dire thing. You've got to go to work. Oh my God, I got to go to work. I hate work. I'm really frightened. I was really stressed, to be honest. I was. And then come the Friday, you know, people say TFI Friday. Well, I had that problem too. But property allows you to get out of that, and it helped me. And I did get out of it. I stuck out that job to the last day so that I could get a mortgage. And once I got the mortgage, I was out. Whew, through that door. So along with this life planning, this being in this mentorship and other people around you, is that you can believe in what you're trying to achieve in yourself because other people are doing it around you, and because you identify what you really want out of life, you can get the motivation. It's not the property and the stuff, it's what you want to do, really. And this just helps you to get there. And other things that help you, helped me for this is a really niche market, a really small market, which I probably would not have found without Vanessa's help. and also would not pursue without the help of everybody else, encouragement of everybody else. And my achievements? Oh, initially when we got our own houses, we kind of like looked around. We'd all been students and stuff, and so we thought, oh yeah, we'll live with students and carry on that life. From there, we went into buy-to-lets, and almost like, in a way, starting with HMOs, then went into family lets, and we carried on. In pursuit of getting more money and stuff, we went from family lets, buy-to-lets to HMOs again, and it provided quite a nice life. But then things change again, and then the HMOs weren't making money, and then I looked at the serviced accommodation side, and we tried to go down there, not quite with a niche thing, but it was a bit more successful. So one thing you can say is you might be achieving at the time, but things change, and then you don't achieve again, and you've got to look around again and see what's working for you, or what you try next works, or you look around and talk to other people, and you hear from them, and you hear what works, and then you can emulate and achieve their success as well. So success isn't a one-time thing. I think I look at it as a process, and a constant ongoing process. You've got to keep going all the time. Our plans, well, I hope to get a cluster of about 15 essays in Cardiff, then another 5 in Newport, and then watch out, guys, we're coming to England. And we look forward to maybe working with other people to help us get forward in England. One thing that has achieved, from the failures of our 3 HMOs, housing multiple occupation, they failed to begin to attract tenants and stuff. But what happened then was they became much more profitable, brings in a lot more money, was that 3 essays that we had brought in as much as 9 normal HMO come family lets. So that's the kind of difference that it made, just to change a little bit of what you do. The standard of the houses isn't just a little bit more, put up a few pictures that I wouldn't have put up in a student let and stuff like that, and it becomes an essay and makes more money. Doesn't sound like a lot, but that is the difference. So those are our future plans. But what's it allowed me to achieve? It's allowed me working with this mentorship thing, using this niche marketing. It's allowed me to have a better work-life balance, to the extent that friends are saying, I've seen a big change in you, Will, in the way that your life has gone over the last 2 years. Your attitudes changed. I didn't feel it myself, but somebody else is saying to me, you're doing a lot more, you're achieving a lot more in life, you're spending your, not so much the business side, but you're like doing things that you want to be doing, making you feel happy and stuff like that. And I'm sure that a lot of you are achieving that as well yourself in your life. And for those who are contemplating it, and all the other family members who are supporting each other, you know, you go through the hard times, and then you get the good times will come. So, in a nutshell, that's what that kind of stuff is. Working in property and working with Vanessa and everybody else in this room on the mentorship course has helped me to achieve. So I want to give special thanks to Vanessa for highlighting this niche market and how I myself can achieve the same kind of success or work towards the success that she's get. So, and also to Maxine there, it's kind of like a personal contribution that she's given to my life, and that looking at appreciating the beauty in life, like your painted fence. I thought that's brilliant. Only shame is you can't take it with you when you moved. You can re-engage that artist again. Things like that, you know, helps you to enjoy life more. And then there's also Claire Meng, was she in her fabulous journey to success, sort of like inspired me to keep going as well and believe in myself as well. Maya there, You inspired me in saying that you know you can achieve it in such a high cost area with a high problem to sort of like get on into the rent to SA side. That I thought was really inspiring, because you started with no properties and got that. I thought it was brilliant. And then to Mike Chu there, who's quietly building his empire. Every time I come and hear he's got another one, he's got another one. So he inspired me. And to everybody else in the community here, in our community, it's been really interesting to and rewarding, heartwarming also, because the amount of help that people give to each other on little tiny nitty-gritty things, but they can hold you back and overcome that, so your success comes much faster. So thank you, everyone, and thank you all, for all those who aren't on the mentorship for coming.
Thank you so much, William, for sharing your experience. The next award winners, unfortunately, is not here today. So we have the next 20K per month award winners. Unfortunately, none of them here today. The first one that I wanted to announce is Antonia Abula. She has been with me for about 1.5 years, and she achieved amazing success and bringing the business from only, I think when I first met her, was about 4 units, and she gave back 1, and then she bring in to scale the business up to about 8 units this year and achieving the 20K per month. And she's not in today, unfortunately, so we make up the certificate. We give it to her another time. The next 20K winner is given to Sandra Babalola. So Sandra is an amazing lady. She's such a smart, such a driven, and she did an interview with me a couple of weeks back. She first come across the mentorship program in virtual, basically we do the free online training. So she came across in that online training, then we have a chat. It was about 1.5 years ago, actually. So I was talking to her about, you know, what she wanted to do, and she was only just setting up her first unit. And before you even know it, she got 8 units already. And then we met again, we talked again. She felt now she's the time, because she's really, really struggled with her business. Although she got a lot of property, she doesn't have a lot of money. The property business was almost losing money because the price wasn't charged enough. She gave it a lot of them away without charging proper price. So it was fully let, but she was struggling financially. So I brought her in, she joined the mentorship program, and she straight away achieving the profitability. Bring her business from just roughly around a bit above 10K to £27,000 within just a period of less than 3 months. So amazing, she have done so amazingly, achieving that extra profit. She uplifts the whole portfolio more than 10K a month in a matter of just less than 3 months period after joining the mentorship. So what a journey to her, and what's amazing lady. And I think, has she prepared a video? No. So she said that she'll prepare a video, and then she wanted to thank everyone who's supporting her in the amazing journey, that everyone that she met in the master class. So the next award, we have 2 amazing awards for the 30K category. The first person I want to brought you in is a lady who I feel a lot of connection to, almost like a sister to me. When we first met about 1.5 years ago, that was before pandemic. It's very scary pandemic period that we came across. We met her upstairs in that room and in a free 1-day training course, and she came to me and she felt uncertain, worried, and frightened. So we talked, and then I brought her into the journey with me. Initially, we started to a one-to-one, and later on, she continued her journey for the education. And before we know it, she bought more houses, she bought her own family home, and she's achieving £30,000 per month rental income from her portfolio for only about, I think, 6-7 units. I wanted to welcome Claire Mang to the 30K award. you hold it.
making me nervous now.
Thank you. Yours.
Thank you, everyone. A little bit nervous. I want to thank you to Vanessa give me this opportunity. I don't really have a speech in front of so many people. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous. So I joined Vanessa around 2020. Every month we meet up, we like to share our wins and our achievements, but very rarely we share our failures, our our challenge and how we get to the property. So I would like to take this opportunity to share a little bit about my personal journey. So I come to UK 2010. I'm married, so I moved to UK. I speak very, very limited English. I have no friend. My family is away from me. I have no contact, and I feel really lonely. At that time, I do have a dream. I want to do something myself, but I don't have any education or certificate, anything to get a proper job. So it's just like I have a lot of energy, but it's hiding inside me. I want to do something, no guidance. I don't know where to go. And then my husband is the only one bringing the income, and every day, I don't drive, so I'm just spend most of my time at home and waiting for him to come back and cooking food. That's just my life. And I really, really desperately want to do something and achieve, have a value of my life, but I just don't know where to go. And then, just like most of the story goes, and I got pregnant very soon. I had my first child, Asumi, years later. And then 20 months later, I got my second one, Naomi. And I've just become a good wife and good mom for a good few years. And then all my dream, everything, I just packed on side. And until my two daughters reach the school age, and I just want to move to another bigger city. We used to live in Barnsley, little town. I just want to move to Sheffield and have a better education for my children, and I can have maybe more opportunity, can start a new life for me. So I had a conversation with my husband. I want to achieve this, but unfortunately, he's disagree with what I think. He prefers stay in Barnsley. He prefer have this stable job. It's just too many challenge and no in the future, so he don't want to move. We have endless fights and arguments and try to just move the things forward, but he don't want to move, but I want to move. So that's kind of like a big challenge at that time, is when I want to start a new journey, but my partner, which is my only family, that is not support me at all. I think after years, finally my husband just gave up, said, if you really want to move, then yeah, you sort it out. You figure out what's the way, you sell the house, you will do the marketing, everything, you do it. I said, okay. So I went to the agency and put our house on sale. And I realized my clever husband bought the house in 2007, and now it's in negative equity. If I want to sell, the house is down value 20,000K. So if I want to sell, I need to take 20,000K from my own pocket to pay the bank back. But that's the only way out, because we don't have a saving, we don't have another asset to move on. If I want to move to Sheffield, I have to sell the only house. So, okay, so I don't have any knowledge to how to really finance anything. So I think, okay, I'll go ahead. So we decided to sell the house, the only home. And then during the same time, I start to invest my time to watching some YouTube, read some books, and to know how this property works, whether I can find a better way to move my life forward. And I come across Grant Cardo's book, which he said is, you rent where you want to buy, and you own it where you want to rent. So I thought, if Grant Cardo can do it, make it work, then why I can't? So I pull out the house from the market. Actually, it's only a few weeks before exchanging well, the buyer is not really happy, but I decide to put out and pay the agency fee and decide to rent out our home instead of sell it. So we use the rental income to rent another one in Sheffield. So we kept our asset and we moved to Sheffield successfully, finally, start a new journey. And in Sheffield, I quickly learned how to drive, and I'll start to viewing. I don't know what kind of property I should view. I just viewing anything available in the market, apartment, house, anything. And then I'm really excited that moment because finally I can like do something, can achieve something my own. So when I come back home, I will show my husband what kind of property I viewed, what I find in the right move, everything. And he just don't care. He just not bothered at all. I tell him there's many, you know, how you can do a refurb and sell, how receive and how that money. He just totally no interest at all. So that's, I mean, we're missing a lot. I have a lot of challenge in the business, but none of the challenges as big as that time that your husband's not in the same page as you, and you have no one to share. It's like literally like the cold water just pour on you. That's a really, really massive challenge for me in my life. And then I think after I keep viewing so many properties and I attend a few like workshop, and there's one opportunity is there's let's say a popular let's say investor. I had a free 2 days training in London. So I convinced my husband he can go with me. And that 2 days training, that's before Vanessa, I met you. So that 2 days training really opened my husband's mind. I think my husband really see the opportunity can bring the passive income using properties. And he realized his 9-to-5 job is, well, it's secured, but doesn't really bring that far if we want to have a business. So that 2 days is worth my 2 years nagging, and then, yeah, win his heart. And then even he's so excited, so keen, and we decided to join in this 1 year mentorship, spend a fortune on that for the 1 year. And Vanessa, no, actually, I didn't really learn that much from that training, but I do thank you for that opportunity to let my husband open the eye and in the same boat with me. And from that, I don't feel lonely anymore. We can talk about business. And then we quickly purchased our first better-let. We thought it's an amazing investment. It's next to the hospital. It's a 3-bed terrace. But now I'm looking back, none of them fit Vanessa's criteria. None of them is good for SA. But back in that time, I thought, yes, that's it. It's good. So we go ahead. And then later on, we have a HMO, which we bought really cheap from the agency, and then we using a bridging loan to turn that to it used to be a 3-bed terrace, turn that to a 5-bed, 5-ensuite HMO, and it's a joint venture with someone supposed to be really experienced investor, and we trust him, we follow his step, we we thought yes, passive income on the way. Unfortunately, it's not really working that well. There's not enough income to pay the bills and rent, so we didn't receive anything from the day when we purchased. But we managed to sold this year, so that's something's good. That's another lesson learned. Don't really jump in the water or work with someone really you don't really know that much. And then later we bought another one in Hillsborough, which really far, like 2.5 hours drive, because we just thought, yeah, you know, what we learned back in that time is if the property is good, below market value, it doesn't matter is where they are. You can buy 5-6 hours away. You just need to mobile managing it using local management company. Unfortunately, it's not like that. So it's another failure investment for us. So we tried the better-let, we tried the HMO, we tried this buy really low in a distance place. And then we thought, okay, what else? We didn't try service accommodation. So we start to looking at service accommodation. We had the first one, this rent to SA in 2019. We thought just give it a go and see how it looks like. It's supposed to be a GV partner with someone, in that previous program. We're getting on really well. We thought like we can do this together. But when we really start the business, get to talk about the companies and the numbers, we realize the other person really talk about need to be correct numbers, and you have the right setup, you need the right number database, all the research. So they just decide to pull out. The thing is not work. And then me and my husband think, after so many failures, we just keep going on, we just take it on and see how it's work. That time I don't know Vanessa yet. So we thought just bring it and see what it looks like. And then after 1 year hard work, a good news is COVID coming. So I have no booking whatsoever. It's managed by a management company. We have to really beg them to give us some bookings. I have to you feel just lose control. You don't know what to do because management company taking the full control of them, and I'm just person receive the monthly bill in the end of the end of the month. So I think that's the time I'm really, really struggling, don't know what to do. And it's the time I met Vanessa through a coffee. And then through the conversation, Vanessa told me, although it's COVID, but it don't have the same impact to all that I say operator. Vanessa I think you told me you have people stay there, keep extending, you have 6 month booking, 12 month booking. You're not worried about the booking at all. And for me, we share similar area. I don't have booking at all. So she showed me some big bookings and some really, some conversation with the contractor. They literally tested her, said, Vanessa, do you have more properties? I'm thinking, it's COVID. Why your contractor staying there? Why I don't have no one coming in? And I want to come back home. I'm thinking, this woman, either she's a good liar or she's a good liar. And I just think, no, it can't be true. So I come back and talk to my husband, and I'm thinking, I met this lady, and she told me this and that, but it's totally different as what we have. And so my husband don't really encourage me to go another training after another one. But I thought, I don't have many choice that time, because either I sell this rental, I say to some another property investor, or I just keep going. And if I keep going, I scared to take that back from the management company. I scared I'm gonna fail. I scared it's not working well and it got worse. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna go with Vanessa's training and see how it's go. Well, my husband don't disagree. Really don't like this idea. Financially, we're not ready either. We just finished another program. We don't want to go another program and put more money on more trainings. So so me and my husband and apart 2 ways as well. And I'm attending this training 1-to-1 very often, weekly, monthly. My husband just don't care what you do and waiting for the day I fall. Yeah, and then so that's the time. What I say is in our thing, actually, I take a really good advantage. I joined you during the COVID because you're not as busy as now. So I just think, I take really good time, spend really good quality time with you, and I call you whenever I have questions. Really surprised, sometimes you pick up phone 9 p.m. or really early morning, and sometimes you just drive in the car, put me on speaker. Really helped me a lot on the journey, because that's really what I need during that time, which I'm really lonely. I have no one to support me, and you are the only one gave me that guidance to moving forward. So thank you for giving me this support and hold my hand with everything. And then later on, I decided to continue with a group meeting, which even better. I meet a lot of people. There's so many amazing people who inspired me, and they were moving fast. That's making me feel, yes, I need to move as well. That inspired me as well. So that's the support from the community there from Vanessa is being great. I would say from Vanessa training, I adopt her, I think, every single step strategy, marketing, how to set up properties, how you're raising finance, recycle the monies. That's really changed my business model. When I started this journey, I have only one rental, I say, but after the 2 years, we raised up to 10 properties, and I own 6 of them. We purchased our own home this year, which is 100K more than our budget. But using the way how to refinance, recycle the money, we managed to get that secure the house. None of my money in the bank is leverage. None of money in my saving, but it's leverage the bank. So thank you for that. Finally, my kid can settle. No more renting property. Thank you. And what else is? At the beginning when I heard Vanessa's training, it's 100 slides, a lot of strategies. I know a lot like £1,000 booking, £100,000 booking. I was thought, oh my God, this lady is crazy. And everything she do, that's just like dangerous. They're gonna put me on that. But I'm just gonna try. So start to my first one, Better Life to I say, and it's work. And I'll slowly turn to another one, and slowly raising finance by 1 and by 2. So we manage set up 4 or 5 this year, and then we gonna buy more next year. So it's all a clever way to raising finance, how to do these deals. So I remember my first deal was weekend. We received £700 for a weekend booking, which is unbelievable. I just can't believe I have £700 for 2 nights. Someone stay in my apartment. That's maybe you could before 3 weeks or something. It's unbelievable. But now we receive £1,000 booking weekend is regularly, and sometimes I even turn off the bookings because the budget is too low. And so what Vanessa said at the beginning is slowly, come to true. And I believe what her strategy is gonna take our property journey a much further long way. I would say what kind of the impact on our life. First of all, is changing my husband. Now he is his mindset is totally changed. He is a full-time solicitor in the council, but now he's kind of my handyman, everything. Yeah, he used to carry his suitcase, really happy to go to work, but now he happily receive anything from school fix, tube station, all the things this man, 2 kids will be best gift for him. So he's definitely in the same journey with me. That's really, I think, big impact in my life. And the second is the house I bought and the kids, support the kids go to the school, everything, make the kids happy. That's another great impact. And also we had a cruise trip not long ago, which I never thought I could afford some kind of luxury holidays, but this time we decided to go. And when I'm on holidays, the business still running itself. It's no worry, no trouble at all. So I would say I'm start to enjoy the life and be happy. That's what they are about. No matter how much money you earn, it's over whether you enjoy the life, you be happy, you want to do the thing you like to do. So I think I kind of achieved that now. And then, moving forward, how I can see the company is only can go stronger and bigger, and more properties on the ways. And my kids is they into properties. They help me out, and they see how that things work. So it's really good example for my children as well. I would say, it's kind of in the end of this. So I just want to say there's 3 important things. Yeah. One is Louis used to say, "Happy life, happy wife." Yeah. So the note 1 is woman always right. Yeah. And then 2 is the husband is really stubborn, but he's not always right. And the 3 is Vanessa shouting aloud, very loud, and talking loud, but it makes sense. Please do listen to her. It makes sense. And in the end, I want to thank you, Vanessa, for all this support you gave me. It's really what I need from business side, personal side. I appreciate everything you do. And I want to thank you, my husband, who finally in the same boat with me and supports me no matter how bad my mood is. He always there to comfort me. I want to thank you, my children, Nasumi and Naomi, our life is up and down, but they never really asking more from me, and they look after me, comfort me And they even tell me, say, just speak from your heart, don't nervous from the speech. So they are really, yeah, I appreciate that. They're growing the journey with me. So yeah, I wish everyone have a great 2023 and great Merry Christmas. I hope everyone have a good Happy New Year as well. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you so much, Claire, for sharing your experience. So I'm going to continue the 30K award. After that, I might give you a little break coming back for more award ceremony for the winners. So this person, I met him first time in 2019, I remember it was May 2019, in Casa Hotel, that cafe. He came to me and said, I've tried so many things doing this rent-to-rent thing. I write so many letters, hundreds of handwritten letters. I've delivered the letters, I've heard nothing. I just want something that works. So, and then that's when we first met, and he didn't hesitate, joined the mentorship. At the time, we were only doing one-to-one. And after that, we continued working together. He continued remaining in the program, for the group program, and achieved amazingly. In October 2022, he done £31,000 rental income. Let's welcome Mike Chu for the 30K award winner. Thank you. Let me just... Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. So yeah, thanks for the award, Vanessa. It does mean a lot. I can't remember the last time I actually won an award, which was kind of on an academic basis anyway. But yeah, you've asked me to give about a half an hour speech. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I guess I'll just start kind of from where it all began. I suppose from an early age, probably my mid-20s, I was training to be an accountant. I was kind of working the 8 till 6, and quite early on I realised there was going to be more to life than being stuck in that rat race until you're at the pensionable age where you can retire. I felt stuck. I had a very young family, young family quite early. I had a lot of responsibilities, finances. My wife at the time wasn't working and didn't have any savings, but I just knew that was something I needed to do. I needed to get my own business. I needed to do something in property, which is something I was always passionate about. So I attended a free property seminar one day. It was in Sheffield. Like Claire, it was an eye-opener, really. There was a very kind of brief summary of various strategies, but it kind of really drilled down the power of leverage, how you can make money in property, and there's lots of different ways of doing it as well. At the end of that session, there's usually a hard sell. So come join my course. We've got another 3-day course, £1,000. If you sign up today, we'll give it to you for discount. So it was a gamble. At the time, £1,000 was a lot of money. But I went on the course with my dad, and again, it opened up my eyes. It was another hard sell, really, to go on to the next mentorship levels. But at the end of the day, I kind of had enough desire and just that knowledge that I wanted to go and take to kind of self-educate and try and make a go of this in the property world. So I took action. I read The Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which I know it's becoming a bit of a cliche, but it is a really good kind of book to kind of help you understand things in a different light. I then bought a rent-to-rent HMO guide. So Vanessa was referring to that earlier. I literally followed it down to a T. So set up a business, got some phone lines, sent loads of letters out to lots of different HMO properties, trying to just get something in there so I could do a rent-to-rent HMO. Unfortunately, after sending about 2,000 letters, I didn't really get anything. I might have got one cold lead and that was it. And it was a bit of a failure. I was struggling a little bit at that time, a bit low on confidence, but at that time I came across a Facebook post from Vanessa and thought there's nothing else to lose. I'll go see what Vanessa has to say, and instantly, as soon as I met Vanessa, she kind of instilled me with a confidence that I knew she would be there to hold my hand every step of the way. I didn't really know much about what I was doing. I was never really in a sales role, so particularly at the early stages, I was calling Vanessa, what do I say to the agent here, or what do I say to the landlord, or they're wanting this, or they're wanting that, and what documentation is this that I need? And literally, I would be calling her quite often, and I couldn't have asked more from that one-to-one mentorship. Just literally supported me all the way. It was a huge gamble, again, because I didn't have any savings. Luckily, I'd just remortgaged my house. And it helped pay for some of the mentorship, but Vanessa quickly made me realise that just one property will pay for the mentorship course itself, and that's exactly what happened. So I joined Vanessa in June 2019, wasn't it? Like I say, the first few months were a bit of a challenge. I was struggling to find any properties. I really kind of had to work on my kind of negotiation skills and communicating with landlords and agents and everything else. And one thing actually that's worth mentioning, I don't think Vanessa had any rent-to-rents at that point. They were all her own properties, so this was quite new to Vanessa as well. One thing that she did was go out and do it herself, so then she could teach me even more. So she kind of cracked the agent code, she got her own properties, got her own rent-to-rent. She didn't need to do it, but as part of teaching everyone else all of these different strategies, there's always someone like myself and other people that just didn't have any savings and they needed to start from somewhere. So that somewhere generally is rent-to-rent, and yeah, very grateful for your experience with that, Vanessa. But after a few months, I managed to get hold of 3 properties just before the end of 2020. The properties were okay. They weren't what we would call a money tree property. So if anyone doesn't know what a money tree property is, it's usually a larger house, normally 4 bedrooms plus, that generates maybe 40, 50,000 plus a year in turnover. But I had a 2-bed apartment and I had 2 3-bed houses, both in Leeds, and everything was going okay. I started getting a couple of nice bookings, had some long-term ones in, and I was thinking, okay, this is looking good. It's actually starting to work. But then, obviously, 2020 was the year of COVID, and it became very difficult. I was just a bit deflated. Just as I was getting going, had long-term contractors leave me, went back to their own country. Bookings really started drying up. I was a little bit worried financially, so I kind of just took the properties and put them on Gumtree, rented them out, and I did have a few issues, but a lot of things that I've learned during that time. I'd rented one property out to teachers who I thought were going to be reliable payers, but turns out they weren't. I had another woman that came to me who said she worked for the NHS and she was coming back down here to help look after her family. I gave it to cost price for 300. Then later realised she was selling it to some Thai ladyboys who were offering massages at the apartment. And she was renting out to them for 800. And then I was getting a lot of complaints from neighbours saying that there's a lot of strange men hanging around the apartment. So that was interesting. And then another woman who kind of blagged a lot with me. She told me she was going to pay, but then her grandmother had passed away. Then she told me she had cancer. Then she said various other things. She just lied about everything, and then left with nothing, trashed the place. So it was a big learning curve, but I was pleased to kind of get out of that lockdown period. At the time, I was also going through a divorce of April that year. I moved home. I was working a lot of hours, doing maybe 3 different roles. I did have a couple of periods of stress leave. And again, Vanessa was very supportive. She was able to kind of defer my membership for me until I was in a better place to really kind of focus and take things forward. Later that year, what happened was I went down to 4 days a week so I could help look after my children. Still have them 3 days a week, which is really nice. But my employers demanded that I went back to full-time work, which I just really wasn't willing to do, and I couldn't physically do it. So unfortunately I had to resign, and then I had a very big decision to make. Do I try and find something else? I was looking at various other options like Uber, Deliveroo, as well as kind of trying to build this property business, or do I just throw everything into the hat and just give it a really good go? So luckily I'd been looking for a property for my dad to invest, which I was going to rent off him. And with all the kind of knowledge that I built up from Vanessa, I really knew what kind of property I wanted to buy. And I knew it needed to be a money tree property. So in, I think it was June 2020 of that year, the property completed, set it up, and I've never really looked back from that moment. That property is like a real money tree property, probably averaging maybe £6,000 a month, every month. It allowed me to transition from out of full-time work to having my own business, which was always my own dream as well. So going into 2022, I had 4 properties at the time. My goal was to kind of get to the magic number 10, but I wanted to make sure that all the properties I got were all proper money tree properties. Obviously, seeing the rewards of the other one, I just kind of wanted to emulate that strategy and Vanessa's strategy ultimately. I managed to get 2 properties in Sheffield, so mainly I operate in Leeds. Managed to negotiate a good deal. At the same time, I wanted my own property. My family wanted property. They wanted me to look after the property for them. Girlfriend Laura, she was always looking at getting another property as well. So I knew there was kind of plenty of opportunities, plenty of investors, people that now believed in me, which maybe never did before. And I was going out and finding properties for these people. So my auntie's bought one, my uncle's bought one, I've bought another one, Laura's bought one, and they've literally just come all at the same kind of time. So I'm happy. I've reached the magic number 10. But I'm really looking forward to kind of what 2023 brings. With the delays in the properties that I've acquired, because actually they're all new build developments, all 4-bed plus. There's always going to be delays, but it's allowed me to concentrate on various other aspects of the business. So I've revised my business structure. So I've got 3 rent-to-rent companies and a management company now. And for any of you that are just starting out, I think this is really key. And I know Vanessa covers it quite early on in her modules, and that's just setting up your business structure the right way. Because as soon as you get 2 money tree properties, you're going to go over that VAT threshold. So you need to really plan ahead and make sure you know how you're going to structure your business to make the most of all of the tax benefits and everything that you can get. So in 22, I managed to get a channel manager with Avivo. That was an experience. I'm still kind of learning about that channel manager a little bit, but it's doing the job that I need it to do. I recruited a virtual assistant from the Philippines. That again is going okay. Probably not as much time to kind of invest in her yet, but it's still really good to have a helping hand with all of the administration. And yeah, I've just been learning as much as I can, not just about property, but about wealth management. There's a lot of podcasts out there that I listen to, and it's just really helped open my eyes to a lot of things. So in terms of what difference has a mentorship made to my life, I mean, from where I was before in kind of mid-2020, was going through a divorce. I was very, very unhappy in work, very frustrated. Then I met Vanessa, and it was just life-changing. I feel like I'm living my dream. Like Claire said, it's not about the money, it's about what you want to do. And if you're passionate about having your own business, just having your own business sometimes is enough. But fortunately, it is also quite lucrative as well. So I think next year, with 10 properties on board, I hope to achieve about 500,000 in revenue in 2023, which again is something that I would never have thought would happen. It's been a super busy year, so I'm looking to take maybe a month off, just relax, kind of get some energy back and just regenerate, because it's like, as with Laura, we've been setting up a property pretty much 24/7 for the last six to 8 weeks. But yeah, there's lots of other things that I want to do in 2023. So just, again, revise business processes, maybe look to the York market and see if I can give that one a go. And yeah, who knows? I've found since being in property, a lot of opportunities tend to come a bit more to my way now, rather than me having to kind of go out and directly find these opportunities. As long as you keep doing the right things, people kind of respect what you do, and they trust what you do as well, so they come to you. Again, there's many people I'd like to thank, and obviously Vanessa, without meeting you that day, I just wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't know where my life would be. I'd probably be still stuck and frustrated. But yeah, I won't be renewing my membership next year, but I will always be kind of in contact. I see Vanessa is a good friend. The whole mentorship group, I've really enjoyed kind of engaging with everyone, seeing everyone's journeys. Maya reminded me of myself. I just didn't have anything. The only way was to do rent to rent, and I'm pleased that she's got that now. Antonia, Claire, everyone, William, so everyone's had a really good input in terms of what we do, and we just learn from each other, and I'm sure Vanessa's also learning from everyone as well in terms of how they operate the business and how they can make things better. I'd also like to thank Laura. Obviously, I met Laura kind of during the lockdown period. It wasn't a good time for me, but she has been my rock. She's supported all my decisions. She's kept me fed and watered. When I start projects, I tend not to eat or forget to eat, and yeah, she's always helped me, and she's really helped with the design of my houses as well recently. So I think before I was just kind of slap some beds in, put some wardrobes in, but now the houses look really good. I'm really pleased with them. We're getting higher value bookings because they're more attractive, and yeah, it's just been great, so thanks for your help. Again, without the support of my family, like I say, I moved back home. They've helped with the kids, they've supported me financially as well, get me back on my feet, and yeah, just having a strong group of people around you that actually support your decisions is half the battle. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it from me. I think just wrapping up, I think some of the key lessons I've learned is just really understand what you want from your life, what you want from your business. It doesn't matter if someone's earning 100,000 a month or 10,000. If you're happy with 10,000, that keeps you going, that's your work-life balance, then be happy with that. But at the same time, like I said before, just plan for the future, manage your wealth effectively, be creative. There's always different kind of opportunities and deals that you can have, and you can create win-win-wins. And I've had a deal with someone in Sheffield where I was able to set up a business with him. We split that 50-50, and I also take a 15% management fee. And that's worked really well. Everyone's really happy, and I've made a good friend at the end of it as well. When you get into a position, you should always try and buy when you can. Rents are good, but it's never your own. Again, the power of leverage is key for everything, and it's going to be the long-term benefit for you. And last but not least, just always kind of create synergies, invest in your business, look at ways to improve, and sometimes be patient. Sometimes it might feel like it's been a bit slow. You might want to drop your prices and get people in, but people do come round, and the big fish will come as well. So yeah, thank you for everything, Vanessa, and everyone for attending today, and I wish you all the best in the future. Thank you.
Thanks so very much, everyone, for your patience as well. I'm going to give you a 10 minutes break. We have 3 more awards to give for the Academy, and then we have the award to give to the Smart Short Stays as well. I'm going to give you, hopefully 10 minutes will be enough, 15 minutes for your dessert, because I know that it's arriving. Is it dessert arrived now? Yeah. And then tea, coffee as well, if you want to refresh your cup. Asha, Maxine not met you.
Oh, Asha.
Asha Muhammad.
joined us.
No, Asha Muhammad. She knew John.
Yeah, I've joined. That's what she was asking. Yes.
Oh, you joined.
Yeah, she's now part of it.
They keep telling you, right? Okay, so.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, everyone. So we have some more awards winners, some more award to give out in the afternoon. If I could have asked you to sit down, and if you need to continue having your dessert and tea and coffee, you can also do so. Thanks very much.
You have a nice Christmas.
Yeah. I need to start the... I'll catch you later. Okay. Yeah, it is. So we have 3 more awards for Academy. And the first one, to award somebody have done the deals fastest. How do we calculate how do they do it fastest? Providing they got no experience when they first starting out, like Mike and like some of your others, and they implement everything that we teach them and been able to pick up the keys the quickest and get the property set up and put it on the market, whatever acquisition property they use. And this person only joined the mentorship in October. We were 16th of October this year. 2 weeks later, told me that he got the keys. And then in just about a week later, said the house is set up ready, and what shall we do now? And then just before I know it, they said we got our first booking. So let's welcome Ismi and Mustaf for their award. Thank you.
Hello everybody, my name is Mushtaq and I'm here with my wife Ismi. I always wanted to get into property. I worked as an electrician, so I was always dealing with properties, but I never knew how to do it. I always thought we need large amount of capital to get into property. You need to be you need to have loads of money. But when we met Vanessa, well, because of my wife, she knew what I want. So obviously she looked into loads of mentorships and stuff, and we came across Vanessa, and somehow we got into it. Next minute I know we progressed very fast, and here we are now.
I think, like everyone else, we had no experience or no knowledge in property at all. It was just an interest. Well, not me, to be honest, it was more my husband. So we both work full-time. I'm a full-time biomedical scientist and he's an engineer. And I thought after 1 year of being married, we had no time for each other because he's always working and I'm always working. And I was like, there has to be another way. So because his interest was always property, I thought, let's just go to a few seminars, see how it's like. You know, we don't need to register, let's just see. And we applied for 2 different seminars, but for some reason, we just never got to go because things kept popping up. And but for Vanessa's, I really do believe that everything happens for a reason. We went to Vanessa's with no intention of signing up, just to listen, because we're very new, and she really convinced us. I was really convinced. We were both really convinced, and we're in this journey together, and it's been short, but very sweet so far. We thank Vanessa and the Academy and everyone here. They're so lovely for all your support. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. very much.
Thank
you.
So the next award is to the people, the person who, in November 2022, when we first have the group mentorship, I said, whoever done most of the deals, if you're able to acquire most of the property for the year, I'll give you an award. Here it is. The award winner, not just having the certificate, also have 2 hours of my one-to-one in the next 12 months for whatever they wanted to do to solve any problem if they have. So this person is actually a dual award winner. So let's welcome most deal completed, my Chu. There you go. You got to, do you want to say a few words just quickly? Briefly.
Hello again. I've not really planned for this one, so I think I've already said anything, but yeah, it's been a tough year, but it's been it's just been a bit of a roller coaster. All the properties coming in at one time, literally 4 in the space of a month. But yeah, really happy and a lot of work to get done to set them all up, and like I say, 2023, looking forward to them, just kind of business as usual. So thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Basically, he have done 6. He have acquired 6 property in a matter of less than 12 months, and all in one go. So that's quite an achievement. The next award winner, she's a special friend. She started the journey very early with me when I don't know anything about mentorship, don't even know that I'll be teaching anybody. She approached me from Facebook. She said, I wanted to learn what you've done. At the time I was acquired, I just bought my number 15 properties. I bought 18 property in the first 2 years. And before I know it, I've done 15. And she come to me and said, I want to learn what you wanted to do. So then I took her on. I taught her how to do it, and she done amazingly. The award is for her support all this time since 2014. Since 2014, she's been a friend, she's been with me, and when I set up the business in 2018, she's helping, looking after everybody who in the academy, helping up setting events like this, and been always very supportive. Let's welcome Maxine. She's the most loyal and supportive staff for academy. Thank you. Do you want to have a few words?
This has been a complete surprise to me, almost, because I didn't see my name, but I've not prepared a speech. But wow, what a journey. It's been a pleasure the last 8 years with Vanessa. I think one thing I'll say to you all, once you know Vanessa, you'll know her for life. Never let go of her as a friend, because she's a character that knows it all in terms of business. So Vanessa, thank you very much. It's been amazing. I've achieved a lot of my goals. I reached a plateau in life with property because it was giving me what I wanted, which was more free time. I value my time going to the leisure centre, art classes, dancing, socialising. That's a big priority of mine, and it's given me that, and that's what I wanted. But my next goal is I've got a granddaughter coming on the way, for those of you who don't know, so I share it with everybody. And Florence is due next January coming. So my goal is to buy 5 or 4 more properties in 2023. And my goal is to recruit my daughter to work alongside me so she can have more free time and we can enjoy the granddaughter together. So thank you all to the mentees as well, because you've been amazing. It's been so wonderful to see you all achieve such success. It's been inspirational to me as well, and it's kind of helping me get off my plateau and move forward with my goals as well for the next coming year. Well done to all of you. Thank you very much.
Kim. I work in the office. My first day at work, actually, Julie was off sick, so I actually did go to one of Vanessa's academy mentorships at the Casa Hotel, and it actually really opened my mind about the way that she is so passionate about the academy. But obviously we all work for the corporate stays company, without which the academy couldn't happen. It earns a lot of money, well, the academy does now, but it does that because of the people that work there, really. Every day is different, completely different. You know, I went in the loft every day this week to get stuff down, ready to dress a new house. We do laundry, we have ironers, everybody's just multitasked. People are working, getting called out at like 1 o'clock in the morning and things like that, but somehow we all fit together and we all get on and we all support each other, which is absolutely brilliant. So I'm just going to hand you over to Vanessa now for the company awards for this year.
Thank you very much. Thanks for Kim for the intro. So in the next about an hour, we will be giving award to the company staff, employee. So the reason we're doing this is that they are the people behind the success. They are the one who making it, the business successful. And because of their hard work, because of the effort they put in, every day they have to cook with me shouting sometimes, and keep moving the business, achieving the success so that the company bring in the money so that I can now give my time to my academy staff. So for this such important moment in time, I wanted to tell them that we as a company appreciate all the support that I have given. The first award go to people who referring their family and friends to our business. There were 2 award winners here. One is Nigel Croops, who referring Enrico and his wife to work for the company. Thank you. And so Nigel Croops, can you please? I know. So. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Go on. We haven't forgotten you. Do you want to share a few words?
No.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Thank you, Nigel.
Thank you. I just basically just want to say thank you, that's all. That's about all I can say, so what more can I say? Also to the thank you to everybody that's working with me, because I've not got this on my own. So thank you very much. Okay.
The second award goes to Alicia, but she's the lady who sit over here with the little baby and her husband. And I think the little baby can't cope with all the noise and the excitement, so they left earlier, and I'll give this to her when she's in the office next time. All right, so that's the Alicia. So the next award is I wanted to give it to somebody who's been with the company for the longest. I met this person when my George, little George, was born not all that long ago, and he was still in the basket. He can't even crawl at the moment. So this person have been with me for that many years now. That was 2017. She's joined the company. She helped out with initial just admin, and then doing the account, and then she learned about sales, and then she helped with the viewing, and then she helped me recruiting the first person, and she helped me with the process. She trained everybody. She trained almost everybody in the company, and then she's still with me. So thank you for all the patience that you have Julia Osborne, thank you. Do you want to share a few words?
What can I say? Oh, the carrot. Vanessa tells me I'm a carrot, so I'm going to go with that. I have to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart for saving my life in respect and giving me a way forward. I was in a bad place when I met with Vanessa, and through her help and support and our hard work, we've got now to the stage where we all are. And it also goes out to all the team, because it's never just one person in the whole of Smart Short Stays. It's everyone, so thank you.
Thank you. So now I would announce the winner of the company. We have a category called Top Performance. So top performer means these people, they have done so much. They have put so much effort in. They push the business goals so much forward, and they themselves might not even notice that what the effort that they have put it in. So what we have done is that upstairs in the park room, once a month, we start to have a company meeting, and we start to ask them, what's your wins, what's your challenge? And the people who won most of the wins, not from me, everyone in the table vote. Everybody votes based on the wins that we have on the list, which person deserved the number one. So then we look at how many number one this person having, and today I want to thank those people who achieved a lot of the wins. We have the third place, Noreen Raffit, for the top performer in third place. Noreen. Share a few words?
Thank you. It's been nice working with you, Vanessa. And I was just a full-time housewife, and it's been 3 years I've been working with Vanessa, and have pushed myself forward quite a bit with Vanessa. Thank you, Vanessa.
Thanks, Noreen. One thing I want to say about Noreen is that she's normally very quiet. I never heard her complain about anything. Every time, many times I remember, about 10, 11 o'clock, we got something happening in the house. I'll give her a call. Hello, Noreen. She said, how are you doing? I said, all right. Can I ask you to help me something? She said, okay, I'll go. So she's the kind of lady, she receives my phone call. If it's weekend, evenings, nighttime, morning, whenever that is. She always answers her phone, and she would do it if she's able to do it. So I just wanted to thank you, appreciate all your help all these years. The third place for the top performance of the year 2022 Smart Short Stays, now rebranded as Smart Corporate Stays, goes to Ashia Ari. Is she not here? Right, okay. Unfortunately, she can't make it today. So we're going to give her the award when she's back in the office. She's talking slow. Right, so now next, I will announce the second place for the top performance of the year. This person was referred by Nigel. At the time, we just have an employee resign for whatever reason. We really stuck because we got so many different projects going on, and Nigel exhausting his capacity. So we have a lot of rats in the job list and got nobody to do it. And we've been trying to recruit somebody, and we've been doing the interview, didn't get someone that we thought is right. And then Nigel come across and say, I know somebody. And this person came to the office, say, I would do everything. And then over the next few months, we have a conversation about doing works. And this is something that I remember about this person. He said, if I'm doing something wrong, I'll fix that job myself with my own cost. It's that kind of person. It's that kind of attitude. He works so hard, evening, weekends, sometimes 7 days a week. He put everything in order when we need most. Yesterday, we were running a tour for Academy. And that morning, he went in there. What time was it? 7 o'clock, I think? 6, 7 o'clock. He went in that house. He fixed the boiler. He put the TV stand, was donated by his own son. No cost to me. He donated a TV stand for the property. And the TV's on the proper stand. He fixed a few other things. When we arrived to that house, the radiator was warm. And he also changed the lock because we only bought that house not all that long ago. It was about only 3-4 weeks ago. And he made sure everything was run smoothly when we went to the tour, as if it's all been done for a while. And we didn't know he was in there. Me and James, we know. He done a marvelous job. Let's welcome Enrico Nacconi for the second place. Well deserved.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to share a few words?
All I'm going to say is thank you to Nigel for getting me this job. And to be honest, I can't do that, this work without a supportive member of Nathan, Nigel and Gary at the back. All I can say is I've got a good team behind me. I'd like to thank them for their assistance and their help, and may it long continue. Thank you.
So, the first prize for top performance of the year. Now, I remember same time, December 2021, I was scratching my head. So we've been trying to run this business automatically for many years. Julie know me. We've been trying to recruit that person, the main person, that only one person could take away the workload off of me. We tried so many times, so many people. And this one day that we're recruiting somebody, someone come along and say, my interest is only finance. I thought, that's okay, we need somebody in finance. Then next few months that she's in, she do the laundry, she go to the loft, she recruit people, she train them, she talk to them when I'm not in a good mood, and she hosts all the meetings, cleaner meeting, ops meetings when I'm trying to get my own emotional states, doing my own, internal dialogue about getting myself positive before I concur more sales, doing more work and doing the coaching. And she's the one who making everything happen. Since I met her, I feel like now my business is going somewhere. And she don't just help me to build a team, she helped me strengthen the team, she helped me to recognize everybody who putting effort in. I wouldn't have known otherwise. She told me who's doing so much amazing work, and she sort out all the problems that in the office so that I can continue focus. This year, I was able to move my attention from the property business into the academy, giving them my 100%, 120% of my own to academy. And it was this magical person. Today, I wanted to say such a big thank you for Kim Hodson to be up with me and take over the business and help achieving all the amazing success. I need to give you a gift. Yeah, with the chocolate. Thank you. So first prize, I want Kim to share a few words, please.
Where do I start again? Yeah, like's been said before, really, it's not just me, it's the whole team. I feel so supported by everybody. We have a laugh, we come together in the morning, all have a cuppa, have a moan, what's happened today and everything. But obviously, I couldn't have done it without Julie, really. She's been absolutely yeah, she's just been there for me so much. Where I came from, I actually worked for Sheffield City Council for 38 years. I looked after a £99 million budget. This is way harder than that, I can tell you. Honestly, every day you just don't know what you're doing. I barely do finance, really. Don't I? Yeah, I dress houses, put curtains up, go back to the office to get the chocolates because I forgot them. So I just want to say thank you for giving me that opportunity, Vanessa, because I know it was a difficult decision for you, so thanks ever so much.
So that's it. That's all the award given out, and we would create more awards for those who work really, really hard, who need to be recognized for the success and share it with friends and family. I wanted to thank everyone who come in today and witness what we have done and what you have achieved and moving forward. And I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and have a better, prosperous New Year. So hope you enjoy the dessert, enjoy the food, and whoever wanted to stay here to taking some more photos for networking, please welcome too. And thank you.